Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are good. So in today's class, P6 class, we have done the revision of the topics of physics, right? Because on Monday you are having the papers, so today we have done the revision. Okay, in revision we have talked about some of the forces. Okay, as we all know that force is a push and pull. Okay, a force is a push or a pull. So there are some different kinds of forces, just like a friction force. As you can see in this diagram, a friction force is a force that is generated by the two surfaces that are in contact with each other, or they slide with each other. As you can see in this diagram, the person is dragging this box against the ground, right? So the force that is generated by the ground is known as friction force. That is not allowing this box to move or to drag, right? Because there is a force that has been generated by the ground on this box due to this drag force, and this drag force is known as the friction force. All right, so this is the friction force. The other type of force is the gravitational force, and we already know what is the gravitational force, that every object that goes up will have to come down due to the Earth's gravity that pulls everything towards itself. This was a law that was presented by Isaac Newton. Magnetic force are the force that is caused by a electrically charged particle, because these electrically charged particles carry electricity. For example, the magnet is electrically charged particles, and they carry the electricity, and due to which they attract and repel some of the objects. They attract the objects that are electrically charged as well. All right, so this is the magnetic force. Also there are some other kinds of forces as well, like electrical forces or muscular forces. All right, so this is what we have discussed in today's class. Alright, so we have also discussed some balanced and unbalanced force in today's class. As we all know that if the forces are in opposite direction and they both are of the same magnitude, just like in this one diagram, as you can see, the 100 Newton force is generated by the engine of this car, and the 100 Newton force is also applied against this car, due to which is a friction force, right? So what will happen, this car will stays still, means that car will not move, because right now both of the forces are equal, so the car will not move. Okay, because the force of both of the forces are equal, right? But if this car is moving, it is actually moving. In the second picture, as you can see, the force that is generated by the engine is bigger, that is 100 Newton, but the force that is applied due to the friction is only 60 Newton, right? So the bigger force is 100 Newton. If we find out the resultant force, so 100 minus 60 will be 40 Newton, and the car will obviously move in the direction where the force is applied by the engine, because that force is the bigger force, right? So if the forces are unbalanced, the thing will accelerate. But if the forces are balanced, the thing will, if it is still, it will remain still. Means if it is stationary, it will remain stationary. Or if it was moving, like for example, if the truck was moving, so what will happen if the forces are balanced? So it will move in a constant speed. Alright, so according to Newton's first law, that when the resultant force will be zero, or you can say when there is no force, so the thing that is moving will keep on moving, or the thing that is stationary will keep on stationary until and unless it is applied by an external force. Just in case of the second picture, the external force was the resultant force, that was the bigger force due to the engine. Okay, that was actually the external force. So this is the balance and unbalanced force. Actually, balance and unbalanced force, not only there are different examples of the balance forces, not only in this car. As you can see over here also, the first diagram is unbalanced force, the second is also unbalanced force. In the first diagram, the greater force is due to the engine. In the second diagram, the greater force is due to the frictional force. In the third diagram, the forces are balanced. Alright, Also, there are some other examples of the balance forces, like in the first picture you can see the person is skating, so the forces are balanced, so he is moving in a constant speed, right? The person is standing, so he is not moving because the gravity and the force applied by the ground is same. Okay, the magnitude of these forces are same, so that is why the person is standing in a still position. All right. A person who is sitting on a chair is also stationary and is sitting in a balanced position because the forces are balanced. Okay. Also, if you apply a force on this toy truck, and if a person is dragging it from behind, and if these both forces are balanced, so the truck will not move because the forces are balanced. In this arm wrestling picture also, the forces were balanced and they were in opposite direction. That is why the both of the hands were not moving because these both forces are balanced. All right. So as soon as one person will generate more force, so he will win, because then only the hand will move. Right now the hands are not moving because the forces are balanced. Okay, in this tug of war also, the both of the green person and the orange person, they both are actually not moving because the forces are balanced. The forces applied by them in the opposite direction, they both are balanced. Okay, in today's class we have also discussed that what is a torque. A torque is actually a force that is also known as a twisting force. Okay, so every object which is twisting or rotating is actually rotating because of the force of torque. Alright, so torque is a force that tends the object to rotate on its axis. That axis is known as the axis of rotation. If you see this diagram, this center perpendicular thing or a pole is actually the axis of rotation on which this ball is rotating, right? So this is a torque. The ball is rotating because of the axis of rotation. There is some axis on which it is rotating, around which it is rotating. So torque actually happens when there is an axis of rotation. Just like a wheel, there is an axis of rotation on the wheel. A tire of the car, that is also moved due to the torque. Also our door is also moved due to the torque because there is an axis of rotation. Alright, so every torque is actually a twisting force that causes the object to twist or to rotate around the axis of rotation. So this is what we have discussed in today's class. We have revised the topics. Okay, so today so what you have to do is you have to revise all the topics that we have covered from first term till the final term, and go through all these topics. Read the book pages that are included in the syllabus thoroughly, and prepare for your exams, that is on Monday. And I wish you best of luck for the exams. Allah Hafiz.